My name is Justin Musser. I manage the Ecological Services program for Montrose County. So in 2015, we established the Montrose County Ecological Services Department to help with on-the-ground management efforts and also with the administrative processes that go along with public lands administration. By and large, the majority of that work is related to our county invasive species program. So invasive species can be any number of things. It can be a plant, animal, insect, fungus even, but primarily in Montrose County we're dealing almost exclusively with invasive plant species, so weeds and even trees in some circumstances. As those invasive species outcompete our native plant populations, they impact the functionality of those landscapes. Those native plants define a healthy ecosystem and are the foundation for everything from wildlife diversity to all those things that we value here in Montrose County and in this valley. So I typically break up what we do into two different categories: managing small isolated populations and then managing areas where those species are expanding rapidly. Our invasive species, their growth is often closely tied to human activities. The county roadsides are one of the very best ways for those things to move around. And as they do, they impact all the private property and all the public lands that are adjacent to those roads as well. The scope and severity of the problem makes herbicide applications a very, very necessary tool in those processes, and that is our primary tool to manage these problems. So we're managing those invasive species that are threatening those plant communities that we want to save. And in doing so, those native plant communities are creating competition with those weeds as well. These problems can be pretty widespread and they cross jurisdictional boundaries all the time. We work with our public lands management agencies as much as possible to address some of those problems. We do everything we can to collaborate with people so that we can be as effective as possible and use those county dollars as efficiently as we can to combat these spreading invasive species and the problems they create. If you think you have one of these invasive species or you want to do some research on how to manage the problems you have, you can get in touch with us through the county website, through email, or you can always give us a call.